Those are dirty. I'm about to do my naked yoga tutorial. And I love that this is what's in the background. It says Lil, by the way. Yeah, everything's inverted on one chair. Anyway, I'm all fucked up with the cameras right now. But this is Lil D, which is funny. I don't know who gave her that name, but they called me Lil Bit in jail. When my mom asked if I had a nickname, and I was like, they don't just like do that here. And somebody overheard me, and they were like, yeah, but I'll give you a name. And I was like, what? And she was luckily one of the nice ones. She was like, little bit, because you're a little bitty thing and you're a little bit crazy. You're a lot of bit crazy, but a lot of bit didn't sound right in my head. And I was like, I'm glad you picked a little bit. She goes, yeah, but it works because you're little. And I was like, thank you. She was my favorite. So I'm doing this right now because of what I just said to Lil D. And it resonated with me as I said it. And I thought, I never thought about it this way, but this really is some truth that I'm going to have to sit on. So when I go out and do my naked yoga tutorial, I want to be able to do a tutorial and not be sitting here thinking about it, because I really do want to pray on this. But I was not given the gift of losing my children because I'm a bad person. And I've struggled with what God said to me about it. He said, because you were so good and the world needs a mother right now, and I picked you. And that's a humbling thing to hear. And it's unbelievable to me, being the one that was chosen, just like how I'm sure Britney Spears some days wakes up and like, damn, I'm Britney. Fuck yeah. Because she's probably at that point now. Like, she's a multi-platinum, I don't know all those, everybody knows who I mean when I say that name. Everybody does. Nobody knows me. I was a quiet, mild-mannered little nurse and housewife, and that's all I wanted to do. And suddenly I hit my stride. That was so good. I ran 4 miles every morning. We woke up at 6:30. Landon sometimes wakes up at 3:30. But then I would drink my coffee and power through it. But starting at 6, is it time now? And I remember, because I wouldn't have even moved. Some days I would sit there looking at him and smiling, because he got to the point where his internal clock, is it time now? Can we go get ready? Yes, you can go get ready. You can get ready the whole time, and then we don't have to rush at the end. And he's like, no, I like it this way. And what's funny is we have a very interesting morning dynamic where it's go, 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 go. It's like people jumping out of the fucking helicopters, everything's going insane, and nobody else can handle it. It's me and my 2 kids, and then when Daddy Cody came in, we had a 4th. So, which he's not in the picture anymore, unfortunately. So, but he was right there with it. I lost all the viewers that had suddenly joined, and I was getting excited, and now I'm like, eh. So, I guess basically what I just said to Destiny, is her actual name, was that 2 men have had to sacrifice their lives at this point. And God didn't tell me that. So, and maybe I am, I know I am taking on a little bit more responsibility than I need to, which is kind of self-centered. But each of us should be self-centered, just not conceited. We should be humble. We should be grateful. We should be graceful. And to be quite honest with you, if it wasn't God and it was a demon that said that to me, because I always consider that, because my dad always says I'm possessed by demons, because he thinks I'm evil. But he thinks I'm the most terrible person alive. And I've had to own it. Okay. All right. Then I own it wide open. Every fucking thing. I own it. And when I started owning it, It allowed me to accept who I was without apology. I'm unashamed of what I believe God, but could be demons. And then that means that Satan is my God and that I've been living, in reverse my whole life. And you know what? It worked the fuck out for me at the beginning. Or excuse me. Yeah, see, this is what's so confusing. I mean, I'm going to do the naked yoga video and I'm going to stop this one. It's entitled, sorry, I have it in the other tab. Naked Yoga, How to Connect with Nature in a New Way. I don't know what I'm going to say out there because all of this is ad lib. All of this is just I'm just talking to myself or you or whatever. When I see viewers, it fucks with my head a little bit. So when I'm out there, I'm going to, minimize everything, but you're still going to see me. You're going to have no idea what I'm looking at. Do you ever think about that? Like when the news camera or the news crew is also especially the ones that do in front of a live audience, they've got a whole bunch of people out there looking at them and all these cameras and all these lights. It's hot when you get in front of those lights. And I know this because I used to be a stage performer for dance and for my vocalist. Sorry, it's been fucking with me lately because my voice is gone because of some tumors that I've got in my neck. And it's and I keep doing this too because I'll start trying to drain my lymph and it makes them smaller and then I can sing again and then I lose it again. And it's really devastating because I used to be exceptional. So we all have choices in life. Even me. Even with just like how Noah was told to build an ark, he could have just not done it. Then he wouldn't have been in the Bible. And we would never know who he was. So how many of those people are out there that never did? The woulda, coulda, shouldas. Well, we don't know. And we never will. But I know who the fuck Jesus is. And I know that when God told me I was something special, and I said, so I'm kind of like Jesus' kid sister, Satan was like, not exactly. And God was like, that's actually a good way to put it. And I was like, and he was like, yeah, I know, but really, if you guys do it like that. And actually what's funny is, so I always think of God as, so everybody thinks he, then since it's a marriage, because think about it. You think Satan's really a man? Men, stop listening for a second. Ladies. Dakota told me he wanted to read a book called The Art of Manipulation. I was like, just go talk to your mom. I didn't mean it in a bad way against his mom. And I think if she watched this, she'd just start laughing by this point. She'd be like, oh yeah, I get what she was saying. When I told Bree at 3 a.m., I was like, oh my God, I just did a psycho thing. And she goes, ooh, what'd you do? And I was like, well, I swore your brother was not at home. I swore he wasn't. And she goes, oh my God, what'd you do? And I bet she was going through and thinking all the normal girl crazy things. And it's like, oh my God, she probably killed all of the dogs and the puppies. I hope my mom's alive. No, she wouldn't have killed Frank. So, oh my God, my son. And I bet she actually went through all that shit. And I was like, I drove by your mom's house and I made sure that his car was in the driveway. It was. And I remember because there was this really weird pause and she was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? You woke me up for that? And I was like, yeah, I just wanted to tell you because I didn't want, if your mom saw me drive by. She's like, why did she see you drive by at 3 a.m. and you drove, how long were you there? I was like, I just drove by. I had to turn around though. She was like, she said, bitch, call me when you got a real story. I just realized that then that means that that's sort of like, it tells you a little bit about me though. So, oh, by the way, that yoga thing, it's on a different channel. It's on Robin Hunter. Please like and subscribe this video and that one if you end up liking that one. This one's not as great, but what was the point of this one? Oh, we all have choices. I took mine away when I killed myself. I pretend that I'm in hell all the time, which in that case, God is Satan, and I just don't know it. But if you're watching this and you exist and you're like, you're not in hell. Oh. Well, then I guess, well, first of all, it doesn't change my life because I probably won't know about it. So unless, you know, you choose to leave a comment, which I might read, I might not. You might be intrigued enough to start listening to what I actually have to say at this point because you're at least thinking enough to be like, no, she's wrong and I need to make sure that this crazy bitch is corrected. But then you might actually start listening to what I say and then be like, oh shit, that bitch just made a fact. And then you might actually start opening up your mind and thinking of the world in different ways. And then you might go do naked yoga in your backyard and realize that it'll change your fucking life. And then you don't have to adopt a bunch of 18 to 21-year-old hood rats who just need somebody to love them. But I'm going to have an army of miscreants, even if they are stealing all my cigarettes and cell phones and stuff. Guys, bring me some fucking cigarettes. I know you're watching. Brendan, I'm going to kill. All I want is a ride to the store. I'm not even asking for money, you stupid fucks. God took away my kids. My kids would have driven me to the fucking store by now, and they're only... I mean, I want to age them a year. I mean, they're 6 and 4 technically, but they're really 7 and 5. There's a lot of emotion that goes behind that because I realize it's been 2 years since I've been their mom. I hate it. And as Dakota said, if I had been there, you wouldn't have lost your kids, which I always took the wrong way. Now I can take it the right way and see what he said, and I agree. And I wish you'd come back so we can get them back. But then you'd have to do the big man thing and walk into court with me. And you weren't ready to do that when you were a 30-year-old douchebag. Stupid head. So I hope one day you're not that. I also prayed that you would go to prison and that it would change you for the better. And I'm sorry that I didn't, because now you're in prison. Actually, technically you're in Albemarle right now. You're not in prison yet. And I'm not really that sorry because you were fucking up and you were going downhill fast again. So you're welcome for saving your life. Yes, I still love you. No, I'm not sorry. Yes, I'm prettier than your new girlfriend. / fiance. No, I don't care if you do conjugal visits with her because I don't want to have to drive an hour just to have sex. And then I have to drive back an hour too. And I'd be all sore and stuff. You are not gentle. I mean, I don't want you to be, but I mean, yeah. Oh, sorry. TMI, I'm sorry guys, TMI. I didn't mean to share too much information.